Good morning, friends.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
We were discussing the story Jeremy's first hunt. So, recap of the story. It is about the story of father and son. The father wants to groom his son also into the same profession. What is the profession of the father? What is the father's profession? What is his job? What is his job? What is the father?
Hunting.
Very nice, Vinci. That is, he does hunting. He's a hunter. So he wants his son also to become a hunter, and he trains his son in hunting by using toys to shoot. And at last, when he is well trained, he decides to take him for his first hunting experience. That is why this chapter is titled Jeremy's First Hunt, and the story is titled this. This is the title of the story, and on that cold morning, Jeremy goes with his father. And Jeremy, as we discussed in the last class, he is not very much interested in hunting because he doesn't like to kill creatures. So, though he agrees with his father to go with him, he doesn't like hunting. In the beginning, from the very beginning, he didn't like hunting. The only thing that he was interested in was taking photographs with the camera. So that was his interest, and it was with a lot of hesitation that he goes with his father. So the only reason that he goes with his father is that he wants to make his father happy. So we also discussed these things in the previous class, that it is the dream of every child to make their parents happy. So that is our aim in life, because we don't have our immediate loved ones are our parents, and we want to see them happy. So this is what Jeremy also wanted to do. He wanted to make his father happy. So he is in a dilemma. He is in a dilemma. That is, he's in a confusion because he wants to make his father happy, but at the same time he doesn't like hunting. So it is in this context, in this situation, that we come across his first experience of hunting. So they have come to the marshy land, okay, so the marshes, as it is mentioned in the story, and there is a lake, and they are waiting beside the lake to shoot the ducks, and the ducks are going to come to drink water. The father has planned everything, and he is waiting to see his son doing the first shooting, and that is what he says after putting the decoys, that is uh, the toy ducks into the water. So he put some decoys into the water. Decoys are toy birds, so that these real birds are attracted towards the water. They will think that the decoys are also some other birds which have come to drink water. So he arranges that, and he comes back and he tells Jeremy, I have been waiting for a long time for this day. This day is the first hunting day of Jeremy. So, like every parent waits for their child to become successful in life, he is also waiting for his son to become successful. So, he is unable to, if you look at that sentence, you can see that he is unable to complete that sentence. You see, the sentence ends in uh, three dots. You see, that is how the sentence ends. It ends in three dots. It indicates that it is when you are unable to complete something. That indicates indication is given by the three dots in the end. These three dots in punctuation, they are called uh, ellipses. Okay, So they are not three full stops. They are three dots which indicate that the conversation is incomplete. So he is unable to complete the conversation, maybe because of emotion, or maybe because he suddenly sees the birds. Okay, so he's not unable to complete that sentence. So that is why there are three dots at the end of that sentence, and that is the meaning also of break off. Okay, break off means മുറിഞ്ഞു പോവുക, സംഭാഷണം മുറിഞ്ഞു പോവുക. So he broke off means he did not complete that sentence. He was unable to complete the sentence because he immediately sees the birds that they are coming towards the direction of the lake. So they have to get ready to shoot the birds. So that is why before he is able to complete the sentence, he sees the birds. Okay, let us now read direction of the lake. So they have to get ready to shoot the birds. So that is why before he is able to complete the sentence, he sees the birds. Okay, let us now read the next paragraph. Just now, please read that paragraph.
Behind them, the sun had cleared the horizon, flooding the marsh with tawny light. Jeremy could see everything with an almost unbearable clarity. His father's face, tense and eager, the faint white frost on the gun barrels. His heart was thudding wildly. No, he prayed, don't let them come. Make them stay away, please.
Yeah, thank you, Justin. So here, this is the description of the son's feelings. His heart was thudding wildly. Thud is the sound. Okay, thud means that is the sound. It is beating very fast. When does your heart beat very fast? Is it when you are relaxed? Does your heart beat fast when you are relaxed?
No, tense down.
Exactly, Maria. It is when you are tensed. So he is tensed. He is anxious. So these feelings are reflected in the feelings and the heart beating very fast. His heart is beating very fast because he is praying to God that don't let them come. Them here indicates those birds. He doesn't want the birds to come, because if they come, he will have to shoot them. So he doesn't want the birds to come there, because if they come, he will have to shoot them. And there is a description of that atmosphere there. The sun had already cleared the horizon. Horizon. What is horizon?
ആകാശം.
Exactly. It is that extreme end of the sky. Chakravalam in the Malayalam. From where the sun, you see the sun rising or the sun setting. The two ends of the sky where you see the sun rising or setting. So they had come at sunrise when the sun was at the horizon, but now the sun has already risen up into the sky, and now the horizon is very clear. When the sun rises up, there is a lot of light. There is a flooding of light. There is too much light. Tawny light is the golden colored light, and he could see everything with very clear. So clarity means the state of being clear. So he could see everything very clearly. He was able to see very clearly because the sun is already up in the sky and the sunlight is flooding the atmosphere. So his father is also tensed. He is also tensed. His father is tensed not because he is inexperienced, but because he wants to see whether his son will become successful or not. Jeremy is tensed not because he is doubtful about his ability. He is very able to do this task, but he doesn't want to do it, and he doesn't know how to get out of this situation, from this dilemma. So both of them are tensed. And Jeremy prays to God that let these birds don't come near him. Okay. So yeah, yesterday I had seen some of you come to college, so I was happy to meet some of your friends yesterday. I think Jitya was one of them. Jitya will read the next paragraph. I want to meet others also. Okay, Jitya, you can read.
High above journey
I am.
near the pulsing white
Pulsing whistle.
pulsing whistle of wings as the flight went over swung wide to circle. Get set. His father whispered. Evening came, gliding down the sunlight. Elsa's of space had raised a set round curve. Monotonous light flashed from the
Iridescent, shining.
brothers around his neck and ready. Side. Sir, can't you hear, sir?
Okay, thank you. So here you can see that Jeremy is, yeah, it's okay, Jitya. So here you can see that Jeremy is listening to the birds are very close. So he is, okay. So Jeremy is, that's all right, Jitya, it is fine. You have read it, that's okay. So here he is, the birds are coming very close near to Jeremy, and he could hear the sound of the wings. That is called the, it is like whistling sound. Birds in the wings. നിങ്ങളുടെ അടുത്ത് പക്ഷികൾ പറന്നു വരികയാണെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ആ സൗണ്ട് ഒരു വിസിൽ പോലെ കേൾക്കും. അങ്ങനെ ആ ചിറകടിക്കുന്ന ശബ്ദം. Because these are very huge birds, ducks, water birds. They're very large birds. So when they come near, that sound could be heard like a whistle. And they started circling around the water, getting ready to get down into the water. So the father tells, get set. Okay, get set means get ready. And they came gliding down the sunlit means lit by sunlight, shining place of aisles of space. Aisles എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് ദി സ്പേസ് ഇൻ ബിറ്റ്വീൻ. എയിൽ നമ്മൾ ഇപ്പോൾ ക്ലാസ്സിലൊക്കെ ഡെസ്കും ബെഞ്ചൊക്കെ ഇട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഓരോ റോയിൻ്റെ ഇടയിൽ ഒരു സ്പേസ് ഉണ്ടാവും. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് കോൾഡ് ആൻ എയിൽ. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് പ്രൊനൗൺസ്ഡ് ആസ് എയിൽ. എയിൽ എന്നാണ് അതിൻ്റെ പ്രൊനൗൺസിയേഷൻ. It is written as AISLE, but it is pronounced as ale. The S is silent. Ale means the space in between anything. Here, one example I gave is it is the rows in the classroom. There are rows of benches and desks in the classroom. In between, there are space where the teacher will walk in between. That is called an ale. Okay, so here there are spaces of ales in the sky also, because when the sun shines, it is like rays falling into the atmosphere, and in between these rays there will be some space. The sun rays, when the sun rays falls on the earth, there will be some space. They look like as if they are ales of space, and in between this space these birds came, and they mallard is a duck. It is nothing but a duck. It is another kind of duck. So it came down. And it is a very picturesque description. Okay, what do you mean by a picturesque description? Picturesque description. This is a picturesque description. What is it? What is meant by picturesque? You can guess from that first word, first part of that word itself.
Beautiful
When I
and
say that, yes, it is beautiful. It is like a picture. It is as if yes, Limia, yes, Jofi. It is a beautiful description. It is like a picture. You can actually see the things. Though these are words that are written here, it is as if you watch a painting. That is how he is describing. He is the yes. It is very beautiful description. So the iridescent feathers, the iridescent feathers shining with different colors because of the sunlight falling on the bird's feathers. It is shining and with various colors. Iridescent means various colors, and glinted means shining on the ruddy bust, red-colored breast, front part of the bird, and different colors are described here. Okay, then comes the feet of the birds. If you look at water birds, most of the water birds have an orange feet. Okay, so the orange feet is contrasting. The color orange is contrasted here with the bright shining water. And what is that shining water compared to? The shining water is compared to steel, like steel which shines. If you buy fresh stainless steel, it will start shining. So like the steel which shines, the water is shining because of the bright sunlight of the early morning. And father asks them to get closer, get ready. So they are coming closer. The ducks are coming closer to them. So he asks them to get ready, and he shouts now. Okay, and that sound is like a roar. So when he makes that sound, he should immediately shoot. Otherwise, by hearing these sounds, the bird will go away. So he says now, and he was on his feet, gun ready, take him. Get that bird. So that is what Jeremy's father said. You should shoot immediately. So what does Jeremy do? Does he shoot? That is what we are going to see. So his father says, take him. Shoot that bird. So whether he shoots him, we have to see. He does. So that is the next paragraph. Jeremy felt okay. Harsha. Harsha Lin. Harsha Lin, you can read. Okay, then we'll ask Archita. Archita TS.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, read.
Now,
Jeremy felt his.
Jeremy felt his body obey. He stood up, leaned into the gun the way his father had taught him. He felt the stock cold against his cheek, so the tin mus, mus, muscles rise under his fingers. The trigger curved, smooth, and final and deadly. In the same instant, the ducks saw the gunner and
Flared wildly. They flared wildly.
Flared widely up when the
Malad.
mallard, as if jerked by an invisible string. For a second, he hang there, posed against the wind and the sun, balanced between life and death. Should sighed something sharply in Jeremy's brain, and he waited for the slam of his explosion. But it did come
Yeah.
up.
Yes. Can read that also.
But it didn't come up when the mallard higher still, until suddenly he tipped a wing, caught the full force of the wind, and will will
Whirled away. Whirled away.
whirled away out of range.
Thank you. Thank you, Archita. So here he says, the story says that his father asks him to shoot. Jeremy is ready to shoot. He waits for the slam. His gun is hit him. He is holding the trigger of the gun. Okay. So what is the trigger? What is the trigger? What do you mean by trigger? Trigger is a part of the gun. What is a trigger? Anybody knows what a trigger is?
തോക്കിന്റെ കാഞ്ചി.
Exactly. തോക്കിന്റെ കാഞ്ചിനെയാണ് trigger എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. When you pull that, the bullet will go off the gun. The bullet will go out of the gun. So he is holding that. There is bullet inside the gun. He has loaded the gun, but he is also holding the gun with the figure, and he is waiting for the slam of the explosion. ആ സൗണ്ട് കേൾക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാണ് ജെർമി, ഏത് ബുള്ളറ്റ് പോകുന്ന ആ സൗണ്ട്. ബട്ട് ഇറ്റ് ഡിഡ്ന്റ് കം. ഇവിടെ ഇറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇസ് എ റെഫറൻസ് വേർഡ്. എന്തിനെ കുറിച്ചാണ്? ഇറ്റ് ഡിഡ്ന്റ് കം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഡക്സ് ആണോ? ഡക്സ് അവിടെ ഓൾറെഡി ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ ഇവിടെ ഇറ്റ് എന്താണ്?
ബുള്ളറ്റ്.
എക്സാക്ട്ലി, ദ ബുള്ളറ്റ്, ദ സൗണ്ട് ഓഫ് ദ ബുള്ളറ്റ്. അത് വന്നില്ല എന്ന്. ബുള്ളറ്റിന്റെ സൗണ്ട് വന്നില്ല. ബുള്ളറ്റിന്റെ സൗണ്ട് വരാതിരിക്കാൻ കാരണം എന്താണ്? തോക്കിന് എന്തെങ്കിലും കുഴപ്പമുള്ളതുകൊണ്ടാണോ? തോക്കിൽ ഉണ്ടയില്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ടാണോ? എന്തുകൊണ്ടായിരിക്കാം? ഉമ്മ ഒരു ഗസ്. It's not so difficult. It must be the force of the wind. Very good. Okay. അല്ല, ബുള്ളറ്റ് പുറത്ത് പോയില്ല. ബുള്ളറ്റ് പോയാലാണ് സൗണ്ട് കേൾക്കുള്ളൂ. അപ്പോൾ ബുള്ളറ്റ് പുറത്ത് പോകാതിരിക്കാൻ കാരണം ഒന്നുകിൽ അതിന് ഉണ്ട ഉണ്ടാവില്ല, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ലോഡാണ്. ലോഡ് ചെയ്യണത് കച്ചൻ കണ്ടതാണല്ലോ. ഹി ബ്രോക്ക് ദ ഗൺ. ബുള്ളറ്റ്സ് ഒക്കെ ഇട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇയാള് ട്രിഗറിന്റെ മേലെ കൈ വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. കൈ എന്ത് ചെയ്താലാണ് ബുള്ളറ്റ് പുറത്തു പോവുക?
കൈ എടുക്കണം,
കൈ പ്രസ് ചെയ്യണം. ആ ട്രിഗറിൽ പ്രസ് ചെയ്യണം. isn't it? അല്ലേ? യു ഹാവ് ടു പ്രസ് ദ ട്രിഗർ. അപ്പോഴല്ലേ ബുള്ളറ്റ് പുറത്തു പോകും. ഡസ് ഹി നോ ടു പ്രസ് ദ ട്രിഗർ? ട്രിഗർ പ്രസ് ചെയ്യാൻ അറിയോ അയാൾക്ക്? യെസ് സഫീന, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് റൈറ്റ്. ഹി ഹാസ് ടു പ്രസ് ദ ട്രിഗർ. Does he know? Does he know to press the trigger? ജർമ്മനിക്ക് പ്രസ് ചെയ്യാൻ അറിയോ? അറിയാം. അയാൾ ഒരുപാട് ട്രെയിനിങ് കഴിഞ്ഞതല്ലേ. ടോയ്സിനൊക്കെ വെടിവെച്ചിടുന്നതല്ലേ.
പക്ഷേ ടോയ്സിന് വെടി വെക്കുന്നത് കളിപ്പാട്ടത്തോണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ലേ? ഇതിപ്പോ ഒറിജിനൽ അല്ലേ?
Exactly, yes, Haripriya. He is an expert in shooting. He has shot many toys. But here when he is facing a real bird, he is unable to press the trigger. അപ്പോൾ അയാളുടെ അറിവില്ലാത്തത് കൊണ്ടല്ല. There is some emotional problem. Not because he doesn't know. He is an expert shooter. He is an expert shooter, but here he is facing a real bird. And therefore he is unable to shoot. അപ്പോൾ ബുള്ളറ്റ് വരാത്തത് തോക്കിന്റെ കുഴപ്പം കൊണ്ടോ ഇയാൾക്ക് ട്രെയിനിങ് ഇല്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ടൊന്നും അല്ല. ഇയാള് ട്രിഗർ പ്രസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല. ഹി ഹാസ് നോട്ട് പ്രസ്ഡ് ദ ട്രിഗർ. ബട്ട് ഇറ്റ് ഡിഡ്ന്റ് കം. ദ സൗണ്ട് ഡിഡ് നോട്ട് കം. ഹി വാസ് വെയിറ്റിംഗ്. ഇതൊന്നും പ്രസ് ചെയ്യാതെ സൗണ്ട് കേൾക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി ആലോചിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. സൗണ്ട് കേൾക്കില്ല, കാരണം ഹി ഹാസ് നോട്ട് പ്രസ് ദ ട്രിഗർ. ആൻഡ് ദി ബേർഡ്സ് വിൽ ഗോ അവേ ബിക്കോസ് ദേ ഹാവ് ഹേർഡ് ദ സൗണ്ട് ഓഫ് ദ ഫാദർ ഷൗട്ടിങ്. ഫാദർ ഷൗട്ട് ചെയ്യണ സൗണ്ട് കേട്ടതുകൊണ്ട് ബേർഡ്സ് ആർ ഗോയിങ് ടു jump out of the water. They are going to go away. So that is the description, and you can see the description of the different parts of the gun here. Here there are different parts of the gun described here. Stock is the part of that gun. When you hold the gun close to your body pointing somewhere, one part of the gun will touch your cheek. That part is called the stock. ആ ഭാഗത്താണ് ബുള്ളറ്റ് ഫില്ല് ചെയ്യണത്. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് വൈ ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് കോൾഡ് ദ സ്റ്റോക്ക്. ആൻഡ് ദാറ്റ് പാർട്ട് will almost touch your cheek when you are holding the rifle on your shoulder. Okay, when you fix your rifle on your shoulder, the part of the gun that touches your cheek is called the stock. And the twin muzzles. What are muzzles? What are muzzles? Anyone? ട്വിൻ മസിൽസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ തന്നെ നമുക്ക് അതൊന്നൊരു ഗസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും.
മൂക്കാണോ?
The end of the gun. The end of the gun, which has two parts. മൂക്ക് പോലെയുള്ള രണ്ട് പോയിന്റ് ചെയ്ത് നിൽക്കുന്ന, അതിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ കൂടെയാണ് എന്ത് വരുന്നത്, ബുള്ളറ്റ് പുറത്തേക്ക് പോകുന്നത്. സോ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് കോൾഡ് എ മസിൽ. That is a muzzle. They are the end of the gun. That end of the gun, which points the gun towards the aim. That is called a muzzle. And the only difference between this muscle and the other muscle, this muscle and this muscle, their only difference is in the pronunciation of the s sound. One is s, the other is z. Okay, that is the only difference in pronunciation. രണ്ടിന് ഡിഫറൻസ് ഇൻ മീനിങ് ഉണ്ട്. മസിൽസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മളുടെ it is the part of the body where you where it gives protection to the bones, etc. That is called a muscle. The other one is the part of a gun. So MUZZLE is muzzle, the other is muscle. ഒന്ന് z ആണ്, മറ്റത് s ആണ്. That is the difference, the only difference in pronunciation, but there is a difference in spelling as well as a difference in meaning. So muzzle is that part of the gun, the front part of the gun through which the bullet goes out. Okay, then we have the trigger. The trigger is the part of the gun which, when pressed, the bullet will go out of the gun. So because he made that sound, the father made the sound, now എന്ന് പറയുന്ന sound ഉണ്ടാക്കിയത്. The ducks see the gunners. Gunners are the father and the son. The people with the gun, they are called the gunners, and they started beating their wings very fast. Flaring is that sudden beating of wings is called flare. They flared wildly because they understood that these people are hunters, and these ducks start going up. And they while they immediately go up, they do not get immediately the speed. They are unable to pick up a speed suddenly. So the ducks are there some time for in the atmosphere. Flaring means beating wings. beating wings fast. Okay, that is flaring. They beat the wings fast and they start flying upwards. And for a second, he hung there. He here is the mallard. Mallard is a male duck. It is a male duck, mallard. And therefore, it is referred to as a he. And it is poised against. Poised means positioned. Poised means position. It is not moving because it is trying to fly up from the water. They are two different mediums. Water ഒരു മീഡിയം പിന്നെ എയർ ഒരു മീഡിയം. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു മീഡിയത്തിൽ നിന്ന് വേറൊരു മീഡിയത്തിലേക്ക് മാറുമ്പോൾ പെട്ടെന്ന് സ്പീഡ് പിക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. So it is waiting there, hanging, waiting, balanced between life and death. Because if the hunters shoot even now, they can get the bird. So their life is in danger. That is why the author says that they are balanced between life and death. So he also feels in his mind that he should shoot. Because why should he shoot? Because only when he shoots, he can make his father happy. So there is something in his mind which is telling him to shoot, but he is unable to shoot. So there are two different thought processes which are happening. One from the mind which tells him to shoot, and one from the heart which is telling him not to shoot. Not to shoot because he doesn't like to kill creatures, living creatures. So he is in this dilemma, in this confusion of whether he should shoot or not. And that is why the bullet does not come out of the gun, because he is unable to press the trigger. Because there are two different instructions coming to the body from him. Two different instructions coming from the self to him. One self tells him that you should shoot. The other self tells him that you shouldn't shoot. Okay, so and the birds escape because they will not wait for long. So they start the bullet explosion doesn't come, and this mallard is flying high, and they pick up speed. That's why it says it caught the full force of the wind. They used the movement of the wind to fly better. So birds, if you observe birds, they will not continuously beat their wings. They will also use the movement of the wind. Slam is the sound. Explosion is the bursting. സ്ലാം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഗൺ ഷോട്ടിന്റെ സൗണ്ടിനെയാണ് സ്ലാമിങ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. എക്സ്പ്ലോഷൻ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ പൊട്ടിത്തെറിയുക. ബുള്ളറ്റ് പോകുമ്പോഴുള്ള പൊട്ടിത്തെറിയാണ് എക്സ്പ്ലോഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ ആ സൗണ്ട് കേട്ടില്ല എന്ന്. Why didn't it sound? He was waiting for that sound. That sound doesn't come. Slam is that sound of the bullet going out of the gun. And that sound doesn't come because he doesn't pull the trigger. So the birds go away, and the opportunity to shoot is now gone. Okay. So now one question to you: will his father be happy that Jeremy doesn't shoot? He didn't shoot the bird. Will his father be happy?
No.
No, he will not be happy. Definitely not, because he has brought him here just to shoot the birds. So he has brought his son here only to shoot the birds. And how can he become happy? He will never become happy. So the father will surely be disappointed. Yes, Sri Lakshmi, Anjana, Haripriya. Yes. So he will not be happy. The father will not be happy if he doesn't shoot the birds. Okay. So okay, we will read the next paragraph. I request Mandaram to read it. Mandaram TP.
സാർ, അവൾക്ക് മൈക്കിന്റെ പ്രോബ്ലം ആയിട്ട് കേൾക്കാൻ ചെറിയ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുണ്ടെന്ന് പറയാൻ പറഞ്ഞു.
Okay. So we have Yes. Shweta Lakshmi. Shweta Lakshmi, NS.
Sir,
Yes, and there was no sound out of.
there was no sound except the fine rustle of the grasses. Jeremy stood
Rustle is
there.
the sound. Rustle is the sound of the grasses
Uh,
moving. Pullu നീങ്ങുന്നതിന്റെ rustle. Yes.
Restless of the grasses, Jeremy stood there, gripping his gun. Well, his father said at last, what happened? The body did not answer. His lips were trembling. His father asked in the same controlled voice, why didn't you shoot? Jeremy thumbed back the safety catch. He stood the gun carefully in the correct of the blind because they were so alive, he said, and burst into tears.
Yes, thank you, Shweta. So his father, as we said, he must surely be not happy. He must be angry even because he has taken his son all the way from his house. He has trained him in shooting for so many months. He has bought him a gun, and when he is brought for hunting this early morning in the cold morning, he has taken so much pains. Father has taken so much pains, and now he is unable to shoot. He is not shooting, so father will not be happy, and that is why. So he is asking. Father is asking, what happened? What is the tone of this question? What happened എന്ന് ചോദിക്കുന്നതിന്റെ ടോൺ എന്താണ്? Does it indicate happiness, or is he just asking a question, or does it indicate anxiety, or what feeling can you feel when he is asking this question? What happened? മൂന്നും അല്ല, ഞാൻ വെറുതെ ടൈപ്പ് ചെയ്തതാണ്. ആങ്സൈറ്റി ആങ്സൈറ്റി കഴിഞ്ഞു, ആങ്സൈറ്റിയുടെ മൊമെന്റ് കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഇനി ആങ്ഷ്യസ് ആവേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല, കാരണം വേർഡ്സ് ഒക്കെ പറന്നുപോയി. Now what feeling exactly? It is anger. The feeling of anger is there in this voice. അപ്പൊ അവിടെ ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചോദിക്കുന്നില്ല. Yes,
എവിടെ
Anika?
എവിടെ എവിടെ അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ ഇതേ വരുന്നു. അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ ഇങ്ങനെ ഹലോ ഗൈസ് അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഒരു വലിയ നോട്ടീസ് പോലെ വലുതാട്ടാ ടൈപ്പ് ചെയ്ത് മലയാളത്തിലെ ടൈപ്പ് ചെയ്തേ. മണ്ടന്മാര് ഇനി കുറെ എണ്ണം ഉണ്ട്.
Something else. Okay. So angry. He is angry. He is angry with Jeremy for not shooting, because he has trained him in shooting, and he is not shooting. He has spent so much of his time in life to train his child here, to bring up this child, to train him in shooting, and he has taken so much pains, and he brings him at last in the exam. You fail. Suppose you are taught for many years by your parents, they spend so much money for you, and at last you fail in the exam. Will they be happy? They will not be happy. They will also be angry with you. So it's the same feeling. Yes, so many people have typed anger. Thank you for those responses, Safina Jitya. So here he is very angry, and that anger is reflected in his asking the question, what happened? And he does not answer. There is no answer. You cannot immediately give any answer to that. So he doesn't answer. His lips were trembling. Why are his lips trembling? Because Vermeer lips trembling ചെയ്യാൻ കാരണം ചുണ്ട് വരയ്ക്കാൻ കാരണം എന്താണ്?
അച്ഛൻ ദേഷ്യപ്പെടല്ലേ? അച്ഛൻ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ച പോലെ ആഗ്രഹിച്ച പോലെ നടന്നില്ലല്ലോ.
Exactly. Yes, Joff. That is right. Yes, Haripriya. He is very afraid. How is his father? Yes, that is right. There is a fear in him. How will his father react when he doesn't obey his father? So that kind of fear is there. That is why his lips are. Exactly. Yes, Safinath. He is afraid. There is fear in his. If he gives any answer, his father, it's not going to satisfy him. So that's why he doesn't answer. His lips were trembling. He wants to say something, but he is unable to speak. So again, the father is asking in the controlled voice. He is trying to control his anger. The father is trying to control his anger. Again, in the same this controlled voice. That control indicates that he is already angry. Control nalla vaakavade indicating that anger is there already in his mind. So with that same controlled voice asking him, Why didn't you shoot? So again, he is asking the same question. So when you are continuously asked a question, you cannot evade that question. നമുക്ക് question ഒഴിവാക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. Somehow I have to give an answer. So ഒരേ ചോദ്യം തന്നെ വീണ്ടും ചോദിക്കുകയാണ് അച്ഛൻ in a different way. So he says, I could not shoot. Okay, I could not shoot because they were so alive. So that is the reason he gives. So they are so alive. They are live birds. So I am expert in shooting toys, but when it comes to live birds, I am unable to shoot them because I don't like killing creatures, because I feel that they are also living beings like me and I should not kill them. So this is the reason that he gives his father. And he is crying. Why is he bursting into tears? പക്ഷിയൊന്നും വെടിവെച്ചിട്ടില്ലല്ലോ, പക്ഷെ വെടിവെച്ചാലേ സങ്കടം തോന്നേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. So why is he crying? What is the reason for his sadness?
അച്ഛനെ സാറ്റിസ്ഫൈ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ലല്ലോ, അച്ഛന്റെ സന്തോഷത്തിനനുസരിച്ച്.
Wonderful. That's right, Jofi. The reason that he is crying is that he was unable to make his father happy. He was unable to make his father satisfied. The only reason he came for hunting is that he wants to make his father happy. അതിനു വേണ്ടിയാണ് വന്നത് തന്നെ. He doesn't like hunting, but still he came because he wanted to make his father happy. And after coming all the way to these marshes here, after coming all the way early in the morning, sacrificing the comfort of the hut, they have come here only to shoot the birds, and in the end he is unable to shoot the birds. So that is why he is unhappy. That is why he is crying and he is bursting into tears, completely broken down. He is crying so much, okay? And he continues to cry. And let us see how his father responds when he keeps crying like that. Tirtha, I can read. Tirtha.
സാറ് എന്നെയാണ് വിളിച്ചേ?
Yes, Tirtha. Yeah. He sat on the rough bench.
He sat on the rough bench, face
Buried
in his hand, and wept. All hope pleasing his father was gone. He had his chance and he had failed. For a long moment his father was silent. Then Jeremy felt him drop down beside him. Here come a single. Let's try again. Jeremy did not lower his hand. It's no use that I can't. Hurry, his father said roughly. You will miss him here. Cold metal touched Jeremy. He looked up, unbelieving. His father was handing to the camera to him quick. He said softly, he won't hang around all day.
Okay, thank you, Tirtha. So here he is crying. He is crying with his face down. He is bent down with his face covered with his hands, so he cannot see anything around him. So, but his father asks. So father is silent for a long time. Then he tells him, "Here comes a single." So there earlier there were a flock of birds. That they were also referred to as the flight of birds. Now there is a single bird that is coming in their direction. So his father says, "Let us try again." So Jeremy doesn't respond because he knows that he cannot shoot. So he says, "It is no use, Dad. You can't. I can't shoot him." So he's again, his father says, "Hurry, you will miss him." And he is handing over something to Jeremy, and he can feel that coldness of the metal. So at first he thinks that it is the gun that his father is giving him. But when he opened his eyes, he realizes that it is not the gun that his father is now giving him. He is now giving him what is he giving him now?
camera.
Exactly, Haripriya. So he is now giving him the camera, not the gun. So he is telling him, see, yes, Jitya, that is right. He is giving him the camera now. So his father has now understood that the son, his taste, his aptitude, his interest is not in shooting with a gun, but shooting with a camera. The verb is the same for both gun and camera. രണ്ടിനും ഷൂട്ട് എന്നാണ് പറയാ. പക്ഷേ the action is different for the same shoot. The same word has different meanings in the context of both gun and camera. So he understands. So this father has developed this understanding because the son takes him to the situation and makes him understand. Okay, so now his father is giving him the camera, and now Jeremy will be able to shoot, isn't it? Because now he likes to use the camera, so he will definitely be able to shoot with the camera. Sarga, you can read Sarga. Yes, father realized his son's interest. That is right. So that realization has come. Yes, Joffrey. You can read that next part, Sarga. Yep. Okay. It's Lima Krishna. Lima Krishna.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can read. Insert a big pin-tailed drake. Drake is also a duck.
Insert a big print drunk driving low across the water, skidding right into the decoys.
Decoys are toy birds.
Jeremy father clapped his hands, a sound like a pistol shot. The
Splendid means wonderful.
bird's cawed feet extracted, retracted head raised, wing flailing, white breast gleaming. They was gun. Jeremy lowered the camera. I got him. His father was radiant. Did you? His father's hands touched the boy's shoulder briefly. That's good. He looked at his son, and Jeremy said that there was no disappointment in his eyes, all pride and presentation പിന്നെ കാണുന്നില്ലേ സാർ?
It is because I have lost that connection with the camera. I mean the laptop. Okay. 1 second. I think it will come again. So I'll explain what has happened till so far. Once the presentation comes, is it now visible?
ഇല്ല.
Okay, it is gone.
അല്ല, വിസിബിൾ ആണ് സർ. അതായത് സ്ക്രോൾ ചെയ്യാനാണ് അവൾ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത്. മുകളിലേക്ക് സ്ക്രോൾ ചെയ്യാനാണ്.
ആണോ? ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ വിചാരിച്ചു എൻ്റെ കണക്ഷൻ പോയതാണോ. ഓക്കെ, യെസ്, ഇപ്പൊ ശരിയായോ? അതിന്റെ എന്താണത്? ഇപ്പൊ ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ടുണ്ടോ? ഓക്കെ, യെസ്, യു ക്യാൻ റീഡ്.
Disappoint his eyes and pride and sympathy and love. It's okay, son. I will always love you. But that doesn't mean you have to. Sometimes it takes as much courage not to do things as to do it. He paused. Think you could teach me how to work that camera?
Yes, thank you, Lima. So here the story ends by the father asking him, whether you can teach me how to use that camera. Like I taught you how to use the gun. I taught you how to use the gun. Can you teach me how to use that camera? So the son is able to shoot with the camera. He is unable to shoot with the gun. So he took a picture of the beautiful bird flying up into the sky, and he is able to take a picture of it. And the father understands that the son is interested. His aptitude, his taste is in taking photographs, and he realizes that everybody need not have the same interest. So he says, I like shooting, but it doesn't mean that you also have to like shooting. See? So he says that sometimes, so courage is not something that is always required to do something. ചെയ്യാൻ മാത്രമല്ല കറേജ് വേണ്ടത്, ചില കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാതിരിക്കാനും ധൈര്യം വേണം. അതായത് തെറ്റ് ചെയ്യാതിരിക്കുക. For example, here killing a creature is a wrong thing. You should not kill anyone. You have no right to kill anything. So അത് ചെയ്യാതിരിക്കണമെങ്കിൽ അതിനും ധൈര്യം വേണം. So that is what the father understands. So here though the Jeremy did not do what his father wanted, he was still able to make his father happy because his father was able to realize. Jeremy was able to bring his father to that realization. Did you understand that, everyone? Are you able to follow? That is the end of that story. I think there is nothing else here. Yeah, so that is the end of that story. Did you understand that? Is it interesting? Any questions? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So he says, though I like the shooting, doesn't mean that you have to like shooting. Yes. Okay, everyone. So I think that's all about the story. We will take up the next part of this module in the next class. That's all for today. Thank you for joining. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.